All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about something that can literally make or break a project, the cost estimate. We're going to take it from this document that everyone dreads and turn it into your #1 tool for winning projects and, just as importantly, building trust. So let's pull back the curtain on a process that, when you get it right, is a total game changer.
So let's start with the million-dollar question, right? The one that probably keeps a lot of you up at night. Why does it feel like almost every single project is destined to creep or, just leap way past its original budget? It's a huge pain point for everyone, whether you're building a new headquarters or just launching a website. And the stakes? They are incredibly high.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. The stakes aren't just high, they're everything. We're not talking about small miscalculations here. We're talking about the fundamental financial health of your business. Getting this wrong has a guaranteed and, let's be honest, incredibly painful outcome.
So what is the real price we pay for all this uncertainty? Because I'm telling you, it goes way beyond just getting a number wrong on a spreadsheet. This is about the damaging ripple effects that guesswork has all across your business.
Because here's the thing, when a budget breaks, so does trust. Your clients start to feel misled. Your team feels the crushing pressure of a plan that was shaky from the get-go. So that one bad estimate, it ends up costing you credibility, future jobs, and the morale of the very people you need to get the work done. And once that trust is gone, well, good luck winning that back, right?
Okay, so enough of the doom and gloom. How do we fix this? How do we make that shift from just guessing to something that feels, well, a lot more like a guarantee? It all starts with having a solid framework, a structured approach that brings some much-needed order and clarity to the chaos. First, let's all get on the same page. Here's a great definition that really gets to the heart of it. A cost estimate is an approximation based on what is known today. Now that last part, based on what is known today, that's everything. That's the key. An estimate isn't some number you just pull out of thin air. It's a disciplined approximation. The better your information, the better your estimate. Simple as that.
Now, this table is so important because it shows us that not all estimates are the same. It's really a journey. See that last column, project definition level? Notice how that percentage just shoots up as we go down the classes? This is the path you take from a fuzzy idea to a totally rock-solid plan, and each of these steps has a very specific purpose.
We start right here at Class 5. Think of this as your back-of-the-napkin sketch. You've got almost zero details, right? Maybe 2% of the project is actually defined. The goal here is just to check for feasibility. You're just trying to figure out, is this a $50,000 idea or a $500,000 idea? It's really just a gut check before you commit any real time or money.
Okay, next up, things get way more serious with a Class 3 estimate. Now you've got anywhere from 10 to 40% of the project defined, so the details are really starting to come into focus. We're moving from a simple sketch to a real blueprint here. And this is the estimate you're going to use to get that budget authorized, to secure the funding, and to give the project the official green light.
And finally, we land at the Class 1, or definitive, estimate. At this point, the project is pretty much fully designed. You've got detailed construction documents in hand. This is the super detailed line item by line item calculation you use to make a firm bid or a tender. This is as close to the real final number as you can possibly get before the first shovel ever hits the ground.
Okay, so we've got the science down, right? The classes, the data, the discipline. But here's the twist, and it's a big one. Accurate numbers by themselves are not going to win you the project. They won't inspire a client, they won't align a team. That's where the art comes in. You've got to tell a story that transforms all that data into your client's desire for a better future.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On the left, you've got the raw data. That's the what. It's the line items, the labor units, the material costs. Yeah, it's accurate, but it's not exactly compelling, is it? But on the right, that's the story. That's the why. You're not selling line items, you're selling what those line items actually create. Confidence, a predictable budget, and a whole team that's aligned and ready to go.
So how do you tell that story? It all begins right here. Before you even think about showing them a spreadsheet, you have to prove that you get them, that you understand their world. Start with their frustration, their goals, their reality. Because when a client feels truly understood, you stop being just another vendor and you start becoming an essential partner.
So, let's get super practical. How do you actually do this? How do you put this narrative approach into practice and structure your presentation to turn that boring list of costs into a clear, compelling vision of success for your client?
Here it is, a simple 4-step framework.
1. Frame their problem using their words. Something like, right now, your team is wasting hours on manual data entry. 2. Paint a really vivid picture of the after state. Imagine a world where all that data is automated, freeing them up for more important work. 3. Connect every single major cost directly to a benefit that gets them to that better place. This new software license is what makes that automation possible. And finally, 4. Give them one clear, simple next step to take. No confusion.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wait a minute, is adding this whole story layer just going to make things more complicated? Is this too much for a busy client or my technical team to deal with? And you know what? That's a fair question.
But the answer is a definite no. This whole process isn't about adding complexity, it's about creating profound clarity. The story doesn't hide the data, it gives the data meaning. A great estimate, when you present it this way, becomes this beautiful, simple roadmap that everyone, the client, the project managers, the team doing the work, can follow together. It makes sure you all arrive at the same successful destination.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's boil it all down to the single most important takeaway. What is the ultimate purpose of this document we call a cost estimate?
It's this, right here. A truly powerful cost estimate is a fusion of two things. It's a science, absolutely. It's built on accurate data, rigorous methods, and detailed analysis. And it is an art, built on a compelling story that frames a problem, shows a transformation, and builds unshakable confidence. To really truly succeed, you have to master both.
So, I'll leave you with this one last thought. As you get ready to work on your next proposal, just ask yourself this. Is this thing just a document that lists what things cost? Or is this the first chapter of a success story that your client is desperate to be a part of? The choice is yours. Make it a great story. Thanks for joining me.